Hey, good morning, everybody. Trying to come at you again one time here before I go into work. Want to put out this video real quick. My buddy Eric challenged me with a verse the other day. It was James 2, verse 17, where they talk about faith without works being dead. Now, this is a very powerful statement in the book of James. It's often misunderstood and taken out of context. So let's kind of break it down. Faith without works is dead. What does that even mean, really? Does it mean that we have to earn our way into heaven, or that we can lose our salvation if we're not doing enough good works? Okay, well, let's break it down and look at it from a simple, biblical, and straight to the heart kind of manner, and see what we can understand with it. Because when it comes down to it, understanding God's truth is how we should live and how we should try to guide our hearts. So let's get started. When we're looking at the phrase itself, or the verse itself, again, we're looking at James chapter 2, verse 17. Now, the New International Version of it says, faith by itself, if it's not accompanied by action, is dead. So, James isn't saying that you need works to get saved. He's saying that if you are saved, your life will show it. Think of it like this. Faith is like the engine of a car. And that's what powers you to go down the road. But works, those are the wheels. So if your engine's running, but your wheels aren't turning, you're not going anywhere, something's not quite right. Something's a little off. So, James, actually, he even gives an example of it whenever he's talking about it in that book. He says, if you see someone in need, they've got no food, no clothes, and all you say is, hey, stay warm, bud, stay well fed, but you don't actually help, that's not real love. That's not real faith. That's just words. And those words at that point are empty. So are we saved by works? No. And I want to make that clear. 100%, we cannot be saved by works. The Bible tells us this in Ephesians. It says, for it is by grace alone that you've been saved, through faith. And it's not from yourself. It's a gift from God. Not by works, and no man can boast about it. That being said, salvation, it's a gift. We can't earn it. There's no equation for saying, hey, if I do this, this, and this, then that means I, boom, get my golden ticket. That's not how it works. But then again, right after that, Paul says in verse 10, for we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works. In other words, we're not saved by good works, but we're saved for good works. Think of it like a fruit tree. If the roots are dead, that's your faith. The fruit, that's your works. You can't just take an apple and tape it to a dead tree and expect that to work. You can't just call the tree alive at that point in time. So James is saying if there's no fruit, you might not be living in good faith. So what does that look like on a day-to-day kind of basis? That means for us in everyday life, it's not just what you believe, it's also how you live. James said in chapter 1, verse 22, don't merely listen to words and let them deceive you. Do what it says. Faith is trusting God enough to actually obey Him. It means loving people, forgiving people when it's hard, helping when you can, and it means living with integrity, not just talking like a Christian, but also walking like one as well. Jesus said in Matthew 7, verse 17, that every good tree bears good fruit. So if we say we believe our lives, so if you say we believe, our lives should reflect that. The Apostle John put it like this. In 1 John chapter 3:18, it said, let us not love with words or speech, but with action and in truth. Again, faith is more than talk, it's action. Now, where does the balance come in? So, faith is what saves you, period. There's no two ways about it. But real faith just doesn't stay hidden. It shows up in how you live and how you treat people and how you love. You don't work to earn God's love. You work because He already loves you. You don't obey to get saved. You obey because you are saved. James and Paul, they're not contradicting each other. They're completing the picture for each other. Paul says you're saved by faith. James says that faith had better be alive and working in you. Together they tell us that faith is the root and the works of the fruit. So how do we wrap all this up? Here's the big idea, okay? Faith without works is dead, because real faith is never alone. If you trusted in Jesus, that faith is going to show up in how you live your life. Not perfectly necessarily, not all at once, but over time you're going to see fruit, and that fruit's going to be good. So don't be discouraged. If it turns out that your faith feels weak today, ask God to strengthen it. Start small. Take one step of obedience at a time. Pray. Help someone. Forgive someone. Serve. Let your faith come alive in how you live. Because living in faith is going to help you to work in faith. And that's the kind of stuff that changes the world. So, everybody, hey, I've got to run inside and get on work. Love y'all, mean it. Thank you for listening. If it turns out that this has by any means reached your heart, or if you feel that it can reach someone else's heart today, feel free to share it. Until the next time, hey, keep walking in faith and let your life show the love that Jesus has already shown to us. Take care. Bye.